All right, guys, it is time to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 is one of the most anticipated video games ever, to be honest with you. Not even just recent, but ever. This game has a lot of people with eyes on it, and for a multitude of different reasons. Now, there are people that are angry at this game and consider it something that they're not going to buy because they have heard and seen that Rockstar has openly admitted that the game is going to be toned down compared to previous Grand Theft Autos, and that the game is not going to do or do very little of jokes for protected classes of people, including trans people. This has been proven with recent censorship over trans jokes that were in Grand Theft Auto 5. Now, that with all that being said, Grand Theft Auto 6 has a whole nother side of the conversation, and that has to do with the gaming industry wanting to raise prices to astronomical levels to essentially make up for not only their failure at budgeting, but also to compensate for their ridiculous budgets to begin with. Now, if you guys are unaware, Grand Theft Auto 6 has the highest budget of any video game in history, to my knowledge. I mean, the game has admitted to having a supposed over $1 billion budget in order to produce this game and to produce something of this scale. Now, Grand Theft Auto 6 will no doubt be a massive video game, not only just in size, but in scope as well. I'm sure it's going to be extremely ridiculous what you're going to be able to do in this game. But people, like I said, are not looking forward to it. Some of them anyway, are not looking forward to it because what Rockstar has admitted they're going to do with the game. However, my biggest issue now is this conversation from a gaming analyst, and I've seen this conversation happen multiple times. I haven't talked about it, but now it's time to talk about it because it keeps coming up. They want to increase the price of retail video games from the $70 price tag that was already increased prior to $100 at the minimum, not even at the maximum. At the minimum, they want games to cost $100 at the minimum for the standard experience, and this is going to be the game that they hope will normalize that particular price point. So let's get into this article, guys, from The Gamer. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So we got some key takeaways. It says the gaming industry is in a rough place right now, but there is a bright spark on the horizon. GTA 6, hopefully impending launch, has many in the industry hoping it has a positive impact. According to a report from an industry analyst, some are even hoping that its price is raised to $100. Now, again, guys, I don't understand how Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to save the gaming industry. All it's going to do is make Rockstar more money. That's all it's going to do. You have to be able to demand a price point like that. Just because Grand Theft Auto 6, okay, so let's say this. Even if GTA 6 does have a price point of $100, right? And let's say everybody pays that price point, that there is no lull in sales or whatever the case may be, and people buy it up in mass. It's still Grand Theft Auto, right? It's a name that could demand potentially a $100 standard entry fee. It's one of those games. Just because GTA 6 can do it doesn't mean that it's a price point that can then be normalized across the board for a multitude of different franchises. Not every franchise is going to demand a price point of $100 at standard entry just because it's a AAA game. You have to be able to demand that and actually succeed. And most games won't succeed, let's be real. That's why they haven't done it. But anyway, let's talk about it. According to the gaming industry analysts, developers and publishers have hope that Grand Theft Auto 6 could cost as much as $100, something that would help rising development costs and allow others to raise their prices as well. Although the last few years have been absolute bangers when it comes to the quality of games released, it's no secret that the gaming industry is in a very rough place right now. Countless studios and projects have been shut down, while the increasing focus on hyperrealism and perfection leads to games taking much more time and money to get out. There is a whole different slew of issues that the gaming industry is currently experiencing right now, and sure, a lot of it has to do with terrible mismanagement of their budget. It is true. Like, if you look at all of these developers, they are spending astronomical money for video games that should never cost nowhere near what they are spending. It wasn't just not only a few years ago that these games will be 1/3 of what they are now, but because of mismanagement, because of increased costs, inflation, all kinds of shit, this has absolutely shot the budgets for video games to the stratosphere, especially if they're AAA games. But let's keep going. Things have been looking bleak for a while now, but there are a few very bright spots on the horizon. Alongside Nintendo finally releasing the Switch 2, the hopefully impending launch of GTA 6 in 2025 has a lot of us hoping that it'll be a turning point for the industry. As it turns out, that hope is also shared with publishers and developers. Oh, I can't wait to get into this. As reported by the VGC, Epilion Matthews Ball just released a report for focusing on the state of video game in 2025, which shares his thoughts on what might happen within the industry this year. Of course, a lot of that focus is out on GTA 6, which is primed to be one of the biggest video game releases of all time, with some analysts predicting that it'll make more than $1 billion in pre-orders alone. Within the report, Ball claims that there is a hope within the industry between publishers and developers that Take-Two will respond to all the excitement and hype surrounding GTA 6 by raising the default price of the game to $100. Considering the fact that GTA 6 is going to sell well, no matter how much it costs, the industry is reportedly hoping the price gets raised so that others can follow suit. That doesn't make any sense. Why would you even remotely think that that makes sense? So you are saying to yourself that GTA 6 is going to sell well no matter what. I agree. I 100% agree. The game is going to sell well no matter what. It is one of those casual, hardcore, it's a casual game that everybody wants to get into. The name itself carries a hardcore fan following. There is no way in hell that this game is not going to sell well. That is obvious. However, just because Grand Theft Auto 6 is a game that sells well no matter what, doesn't mean that all the other games in the industry can then follow suit in the shadow of Grand Theft Auto 6 and start charging people $100 standard entry fee. That doesn't work. That's not how any of that works. That price rise is quite a jump, considering games currently cost $70 and previously cost $60. But it's believed that the increase could help with the ballooning price of development, which is now longer and more expensive. It's not clear if gamers will be willing to pay that much for anything other than anything other than GTA 6, but it does seem to be what publishers are hoping for. I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody paying $100 for any other game other than GTA 6. And even then, if GTA 6 does charge $100, there are some people that will not pay that, right? There are some people that say, you know what? I'm good. I'll wait for it to go on sale because inevitably it will go on sale, right? There's no doubt about it. Grand Theft Auto will go on sale. Even if it's a year or two down the line, it'll go on sale. Epic Games gave away Grand Theft Auto 5 for free one time. So let's be real. It will go on sale. There's no point to pay $100. You can wait, right? So I don't think this is going to be anything that's going to be the norm. And I'm sure that they're all hoping that this is the case. They really want to be able to charge $100 for one singular game on a console. That's absolutely disgusting. It is insane to me. And they're doing this as a band-aid for the industry. That's what it is. These developers, these studios, these publishers, they don't want to fix their actual real issues. They don't want a budget cut. They don't want to do nothing. They just want to balloon their budgets. They want to take as long as possible because they're heavily mismanaged. Their teams are heavily mismanaged. And they want to increase the price on you to band-aid their failures, to band-aid their issues. That's what they want to do. It's absolutely pathetic, and I guarantee you it will not work in the large scale of things. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.